Hi, welcome to Paws Trails. Thank you all for the registration and for being here. Let me begin with a small introduction. I'm Nisha, and this is Hermes. We are the founding partners of Paws Trails. We both of us are into conservation activities and wildlife photography. Our whole intention is to spread awareness using photography as a medium, and this is our new initiative with the same intention. Our plan is to do such two sessions, two webinars on every week. To begin with, the first session we are starting now, so it's going to fall in Wednesdays and every Saturdays from 3 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. GMT. So different experts will be talking about different segments like species, nature, travel on every week. The sessions are going to be 20 minutes long, followed by a 10 minutes question and answer. This is going to be live in Facebook as well as in YouTube. So, Hermi, just an introduction to Paws Trails and what we do.
Yeah, let me take you through this presentation 1 second.
So, Paws Trails is an organization focusing on related activities, and we're using photography as a medium. We do a bunch of activities. So, Hermi is going to explain in short within just for a few minutes.
I'm having some issue in connecting this.
So are we proceeding with
once again?
We do a number of activities under Paws Trails. So we conduct photography workshops across the world. And then we do photography events. In usual cases, it's exhibitions followed by a talk. But then, right now it's a lockdown and things are different. And because of social distancing, everything is a question mark, and it's a tough time. Yeah, so this is it's all about Paws Trails, and Hermes is going to take over from here.
Okay, so Paws Trails is all about conservation, photography, art, education, travel, events, publishing. These are the key activities that we are into. It's a global platform for wildlife conservation, photography, and travel, and a collective collaboration of an international group of dedicated nature experts. A unique initiative to spread awareness on wildlife and conservation through photography and art. An initiative to transform youth to get connected more with nature and make this world a better place to live. Our mission and vision. Our mission is to interact with and inspire people across the globe, introducing new learnings and methods to explore and conserve Mother Nature and bring them more close to nature. Our vision is to be a leading path-breaking conservation organization, contributing through the medium of photography and art, which stimulates education, creative arts, and science globally. We have two bi-monthly magazines. One is the PT Explorers and the other is the PT Aware. I think, Nisha, you can talk more about the magazine.
We all dream about being a part of National Geography or BBC. So but it's quite difficult for everybody, even if your work is great. So when we think about such platforms, we wanted to create something similar with great standard. That's how it started. And we started it around 4 years ago, and it's going good. And we have already collaborated with more than 250 plus photographers and scientists and writers from across the world. So thank you all for being a part, and we need your support to proceed further.
Okay. These are our main activities, events and exhibitions. Events and galleries are hub for like-minded people to get connected. We conduct 12 exhibitions a year. Free seminars on photography and wildlife conservation are held during the show. And we have hosted the first International Wildlife Festival in Dubai during November 2018. We also felicitated an Emirati woman photographer and a conservation personality. And we are planning to do this every year. We also do photography workshops, international workshops. We take people along with us to different exotic locations across the globe to teach photography and the importance of preserving this beautiful planet. We have done almost 60 plus wildlife photography tours. National workshops, we conduct photo walks and educational trips to unique locations within the country on a regular basis. In addition to mastering the photographic skills, participants benefit in many ways due to the strategic tie-ups with major brands. In 2019, we started our education wing of Paws Trails called the Nat Institute. The sole aim of Nat Institute is teaching basic to advanced level of photography, post-processing, and various types of art, ensuring that the planet's future is in safe hands by creating advocates for nature. All the courses are devised with an aim to create awareness and inculcate the values of conservation in the students. Our trails to date. We have done 30 online magazines, 1 international wildlife festival, 60 plus photography workshops and lectures, 23 wildlife photography exhibitions. We collectively have 1.5 million social media followers. We have planted 40,000 saplings to the places wherever we travel and within our friends. We have 200 plus international contributors who help us or who support us with their articles, photographs, videos, etc. We have published 2 books. The first one is the Big Cat Trails, and the second is the Arabian Trails. This is what we have to tell for the traveling people or the traveling lovers.
So now is the time to introduce Abbas, our guest.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello, and thank you.
Hi.
Abbas,
Nice.
yeah, he's an amazing
Welcome to Paws Tales.
And yes, you are the first speaker for our new initiative, and we all work together. In fact, photographed together a while ago from Dubai. Abbas now recently moved to US. I moved to Canada. Hermes is still in Dubai, and
Yeah.
thank you, Abbas, once again for being here. Now the stage is yours. All set for you.
Thank you, Nisha. Thank you, Hummus, for asking me to present my travels. This place is always having a special place because there are personal physical challenges as well as the photographic challenges. Let me switch on to the screen. Okay, Nisha, all fine? Hello? Hello?
Yes, Abbas, you proceed, please.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to take you through my journey or the trip to of Ladakh. Ladakh is situated in the northernmost point of India. between the Karakoram mountain range and the Himalayan mountain range. Leh has its borders, Ladakh has its borders with three different countries. That is, you have Pakistan, you have Tibet, and you have China over there. The important thing of Ladakh is that one must consider and keep in mind is that Ladakh is at 11,500 feet above sea level. It's at a pretty high altitude where the oxygen in the air is pretty less or rare, as we call it. So one has to acclimatize himself or herself before reaching Ladakh, as well as in Ladakh itself. Now, there are two ways you can acclimatize. One is that you go to a place which is little less than 11,500 feet. Say, for example, you are going down to Kashmir, Srinagar, which is at 5,200 feet, or you're going down to Kullu Manali in Himachal Pradesh, that's 6,700 feet. So you stay there for a couple of days, for 2 days, and then gradually again come up to 11,500 feet in Ladakh. That's one way to acclimatize. On the second, I didn't do that. The second is what I chose, not an easy one. I went from Dubai straight at the sea level, flew down to Delhi, and in a matter of 6 hours totally from Dubai, I was in Leh. Now that's going out from sea level to 11,500 feet in 6 to 7 hours. And I had to acclimatize myself. And you acclimatize by being in the hotel room, not exerting yourself, not climbing up the stairs, not going up Mountain Hill, and just everything that you want to do it in the slow motion. So your body gets adjusted to the less oxygen in Leh, and this takes about 2 days. The second is that whenever you book your tour with a tour agent, please ask them that you should have a portable oxygen cylinder to carry with you in the car. Because anytime when one feels, or your friend or yourself feel that you are suffering from the high altitude sickness, or they call it also high mountain sickness, such as dizziness, breathlessness, or disorientation. You just take the portable tank of oxygen and breathe the oxygen from the tank, and that's it for a couple of minutes, and you'll be fine again. The other important thing is map your route and ensure that the roads are open, because in the end of April or early May, beginning of May, the snow melts, the ice melts over there, and there are avalanches. I know of my friend group from Dubai, all photographers. They had gone in the month of July, and then they had an avalanche, and they were all stuck in it for over a whole day. Thanks God, all was safe. The other thing is, because of the high altitude, please be careful of the strong ultraviolet rays. So carry enough sunscreen, or you even get clothes nowadays which give you the UV protection that is called UPF. And I think one of the company that is there is Colombia. The other advice is that, yes, if you reach Ladakh, please do not program to visit Pangong Lake and Khardungla Pass the very next day, because those are at a much higher altitude. For example, Pangong Lake is at 14,270 feet above sea level, and Khardungla is at 17,582 feet. So that is all for being prepared. Let's start the journey. This is while we were landing down into the valley of Leh, and Leh has a population of about 153,000 people. Ladakh has a total population of 300,000. So that's an aerial view of Leh. And this is the Leh city itself. And most of the people here are the Buddhists. 80% of them are Buddhist, and about 20% are Hindus and Muslims. So while we were acclimatizing for 2 days in the hotel, the driver told us that we could just walk slowly and go in his car to see a local polo match. So this is the local polo match we were watching over there, played between the two local teams. And these are stupas. You will see a lot of them dotting the mountain tops or even on the roadsides. The stupas are made from earth and stones. And they say it symbolizes sitting Buddha, meditating, striving towards enlightenment. These are the stupas very close to the residential area of the Buddhist spiritual leader, Dalai Lama. And all the stupas they have, or even in the monasteries, they have string of colored flags. These are prayer flags representing the elements such as earth, water, fire, and air. Air, fire, water, and earth. These are the elements that it represents. At the same time, it represents directions like north, south, east, west, and center. They say that it contains relics, mostly the remains of the Buddhist monks. This is the largest stupa in Leh, and it's been funded by the Japanese people, and it's called as the Shanti Stupa. Shanti is a Hindi word, and it translates to peace in English. And this is what drove me to visit Leh Ladakh. Those are the monasteries. As a child, I was always fascinated by these monasteries being dotting the top of the hilltops. And when you go down there and you see it for yourself with the landscape, it's really marvelous. It's a photographer's paradise, as I would call it. There are about 15 monasteries in Ladakh, and each one giving a photographer a fantastic landscape. They're dotting or they're crowned on the top of the hills. Huge Buddha statue on the right-hand corner, and you can take the scale of the Buddha statue by looking in the center, those three monks walking. Plenty of stupas, plenty of string flags, prayer flags. These monasteries are called as gompas, and Buddhist monks are called as lamas. This is the Hummus Festival. They're preparing for the Hummus Festival in the Hummus Monastery. It's the largest monastery in Leh, and it has an annual festival on 30th June and 1st of July this year. A lot of local people and foreigners, even photographers, come down on these 2 days. They're filled with dances, and here the lamas are practicing the dance. And that's the orchestra supporting the dancing lamas. This Hummus Festival is situated in the Hummus National Park. And I'm sure Nisha and Hummus, if who are listening, would love to visit this Hummus National Park, because that's the place where you will find the snow leopard. That's the Buddha statue in the Hummus Monastery. And that's one of the peaks of the Himalayan mountains range. An interesting story over here. I was trying to focus and get my camera set to capture the golden glint of the setting sun on the peak. And while I was doing that, I saw a young couple. I'm sure they were down there for the honeymoon. And they approached me with the camera and asking me to take a picture of theirs. I obliged them not with one picture, but I obliged them with 4 or 5 pictures in different setbacks, and they were very, very pleased. And they went back, and I went back to my camera, started focusing again on this golden peak that I wanted to capture. And after just a few minutes, I saw the man whose picture I just clicked coming, running towards me. And he came and told me, "Uncle, just turn around and see behind." And the thing that I was not totally aware, I turned around and I got this beautiful scene. This shot has really motivated me, has really ignited my photographic passion, because this one was the first picture that was published by National Geography. These are the prayer wheels or the prayer drums. They are cylindrical containers on a spindle, and all one has got to do is just give it a slight push, but the push has to be given clockwise. They all have to rotate clockwise. And they come in plenty of sizes, and they're all put on the outer walls of the monasteries. The lines of it. There's a young monk who joined the monastery when he was just 5. These are the monks who doing odd jobs, painting and maintaining the monastery. And this is the road to Pangong Lake. Pangong Lake is at 14,300 feet above sea level. So you're gradually climbing up from Leh. Beautiful scenic road winding through the mountains. And this is the first view of Pangong Lake. Pangong Lake is having brackish water that is a little less than the salty seawater and not as sweet as the river water, because the sweet water flows in from the eastern side and the salty water flows in from the western side. This photograph also was published by the National Geography. The different hues of blues over here, wonderful colors you will see when you're up at the Pangong Lake. It freezes in winter. A lot of tourists visiting just for a day. You can stay overnight also over there if the weather is good. And this is what you call in Indian language Sangam. That is the confluence of the two rivers. The river Zanskar flowing from the top, it's full of slit, and the Indus River flowing from the down on my left. So the silt is muddy, and that's why it's brown in color. Once again, the confluence of the two rivers, very distinctly marked. The brown color is the Zanskar River and the Indus in the green color. There's the world's highest motorable road, the Khandala Pass. The Khandala Pass is at 17,800 feet above sea level. There are other roads in the world which are at much higher altitude or higher height, but they are not motorable. This is a motorable road. And at the top of the pass, you have this temple down there with countless flags, the prayer flags on the strings. I'm sure each one is praying for a safe passage of the Khandala Pass. The air definitely here is with very less oxygen because you're 17,800 feet above level. Matter of fact, you're done in matter of 2 hours from Leh to Khandala Pass. You've gone up by 7,000 feet. So the air is very rare, and you have this warning over here saying that people should not be standing over here at this place for longer than 30 minutes before your body gets affected by less oxygen. Once you come down from this peak of 17,800 feet, you're entering the valley, you're going down. You're going down into Nubra Valley. Nubra Valley is a place where you see the white sand. I'm sure the friends in Dubai have seen the golden sands of Liva and Madam. These are the white sands of Nubra. A lot of tourists. That evening was a little bit stormy. It was dusty. That's my driver freshening up in the Nubra Valley on the Nubra River. And that is the Nubra Monastery. It's the largest monastery in Nubra. It looks fantastic when you are looking at it from quite some distance, perched right up on the mountain. That's the different view of the same monastery. You don't have to walk all the way up to the mountain. If you look very carefully, you will see a car just at the bottom of the monastery. So it has a good infrastructure for us to. I don't think anyone can walk up at this altitude all the way up. So you go by car, you park the car over there, and then, yes, the difficult part is climbing up the steps to the monastery if you want to go right up over there. And this is a statue of Buddha just opposite this monastery on the other mountain top. The height of this statue is about 32 meters. And you can see the scale by a gentleman standing down at the foot of the Buddhas. These are the locals in the valley. The local residents are very polite and tourist friendly. All we have got to do is respect their habits, their culture, and their beliefs, and they give you wonderful clicks to the photographers like us, and also a wonderful holiday to the travelers to that country. This is the end, and thank you. Like St. Augustine says, I always end my presentation with his saying, "The world is a book, and for those who do not travel, read only one page." So please travel and see the world. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, Abbas.
Hi.
Thank you so much. It was an awesome presentation.
I hope so. Thank you.
It's in our dream list too. So hopefully someday.
Yeah, like I mentioned, you have got the snow leopards over there.
Yep. Hopefully, yeah, next year, and all this, once this pandemic situation is slightly under control, hopefully next year. So Hermi,
even though I have watched this presentation for like 3-4 times, I still sit and watch this.
Thank you.
I've seen couple of it's so beautiful. Every time I look into these pictures, I feel like I have already traveled to Ladakh.
Yeah, thanks. That's what the aim of is, and then I think that's what is successful when you follow that. You have seen most of the things in Leh Ladakh. But once again, I'll say very nice people, very hospitable, very polite. Even the monks, I mean, he never told you no for anything.
That's great.
This is someone's question that if you get a chance, will you again visit this place?
Oh yes. I would definitely visit this place again, Hummus. Let's say for mainly two reasons. I have advanced in my photography now, so I will definitely give the viewers a much better photographs now than what you have seen. I mean, yes, seeing in person, there's no comparison. If you go live and you see the place, there's no comparison with any photographers of any photograph. That is sure. But with I've advanced myself personally, and you have more new softwares also. So that's one reason I would like to do it. I got in mind different angles that I would like to take now, which I've missed on my first visit. But more than this, you see, in Hermes, I have not done any night photography here. This place
Yeah.
is has very clear skies, so I
I heard
definitely
it's one of
would
the best
advise.
spots anyway.
Yeah, sure. I definitely would send this message to all the fellow photographers that if you're planning a trip to Leh Ladakh in the future, make sure you either go in when there's a full moon or go in when there's a moonless night. So when there's a full moon, you could get this monasteries in line with the moon. Or the moonlight coming up over there, or the vice versa. If it's a moonless night, then catch the Milky Way or get the star trails with the monasteries. I would definitely like to visit and do this once again.
That's wonderful.
Excellent.
Excellent.
And
Yeah, we are getting a lot of messages saying that thanking you for sharing your wonderful experience, excellent presentation. We are getting a lot of messages on our YouTube channel and our Facebook channels. Unfortunately, we were having some difficulty to let in a lot of people to this StreamYard platform. So we have sent everyone the YouTube link where they can watch it again.
Thank you.
So since it's the first program, first webinar, we also had to face little glitches here and there. I hope everyone will understand that. And
I'm sorry for that.
No,
apologies.
It's what you call it, a teething problem. Maybe next time your bite will be stronger.
Yeah.
Sure, always.
Whatever messages we are getting in Facebook or in YouTube, we can see it over here. So we don't have any. Do we have any other questions other than thanks?
I don't think we have much questions. Yeah.
I've not put in any technical aspects of a photographer here, that what was the aperture, because most of the time the aperture was I use it always with the aperture priority. Because I'm not like you, which has got few seconds. You see, if for the kill, you have few seconds, or you lost the picture, or you lost the frame. So we when we do landscape photography, we have a lot of time with us. So usually I use an aperture priority, and the sweet spot of my Nikon is f8 of my lens also. Okay. So I use that f8, and then ISO also, unless it's evening, then I go on to 400 ISO. Otherwise, I take it with 100, 200. And if it's late evening shot, then it's up to 800. I think we are not worried about the grains nowadays, because we have all the softwares that remove the grains. And then give us the very, very final, they remove the noise, and we get a fine picture in the end. Yes, a tripod is a must. And I think for all these trips, if you're going especially for photography, you all carry half a dozen cameras. We landscape photographers carry 2. We're
lucky with that.
How much? Because we only need one camera. The other is in case if the first one lets us down, it breaks or something. We all do is change the lens. 14 mm, 24-70 or 70-200. That's the maximum that we use as a...
when it comes to wildlife photography, the moment we start to plan a trip, the first thing that comes to our mind is, how am I going to take this in the flight?
Absolutely. In the light. So, and especially
minimum we'll have 10 to 12 kg, just the cameras.
We have more also when we go. I'm always afraid of putting my bag in for the security check in the first X-ray, because it's definitely going to ask me to open it, and he's going to physically check all the equipment that we have. That done, the second fear that I have is taking it for the check-in counter, because it's definitely going to ask me to weigh my bag, and then he's going to tell me, no, it's very heavy, and you pay something from your pocket, and I have to negotiate and then get away without paying any.
Abbas, we have a question from Barbara.
Yes.
Asking if you can talk a little bit about post-production. of your images?
Barbara, yes, I've got very little to talk on post-production because I took these pictures when I did not have with me the Nick or the Luminaire or any of those, what do you call it, click buttons. So most of the time it was only the Photoshop. And here I strongly believe, Barbara, that when you're looking through the viewfinder, it's at that time you try to get everything right. So you have very little to do afterwards in the post-production, because I always feel that then I tend to overdo my pictures, and then you are not a photographer, but you tend to become a painter. No, I would like to be a photographer. So, Barbara, did I help you with it?
And for in general, for the viewers, for the Paws Trails for love.
We have one more question from Vikas. How does a budding photographer become Abbas Kapadia, the photographer?
Vikas was my colleague at my workplace, and he knows how I started growing in photography, and he knew one thing that I was always looking for was to get the pictures in National Geographic, which I have gotten. And second, he also knows, and Hummus and Nisha also knows, that I used to end my presentation in the club with the last picture with having a frame of Time magazine. I have not reached there.
Yes.
So if you, Vikas, have a drive in you, and you take out the time is important, and you put in the time to it, believe me, because not only your photograph will come up great, but also your retirement stage you will enjoy. I'm going through it physically now. I just retired 2 years back, and I'm really enjoying what I'm doing with my club over here in Illinois, the Schaumburg Photographic Club that I belong to. I am started getting more involved with the PSA, and that helps us, because so it's not just the photography will come naturally to you if you start looking at it and start composing, and you start showing your pictures to your fellow photographers. Let them comment on it, and don't try to reproduce the same picture, please. Always try to look something different. This reproduction of picture has become so common because everyone has a mobile phone in their hand. All they do is go to the place, pick it up, and click. And that's what we were doing some years back when we were developing it. But now, with our equipment and so many photographers around with the mobile, I mean, my son does it. My son, he takes the picture, Azim, and then he comes and shows me, oh, it's a great picture. It is a good picture. It's a good picture. The cameras are good and the mobile. Now what can I do?
Hello? What happened? Some
I
internet
think Abbas
lost the connection. Sorry, it looks like Abbas lost the internet connection. We're hoping to get him back online. I hope you all enjoyed. It was a
he's back.
Yeah, it just got cut off. I don't know why. I got back in again. Yeah, tell me, Hummus.
I don't know, some connection issue, I think.
Hello, you can hear me? No.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So you can continue, Abbas.
No, that's it. I think the challenge for us photographers is taking a different angle and a different picture. And I think we have Barbara over there, whose architect picture I see every time, and really you have to think from what angle has she taken this picture and what is she trying to show us. It may just be a simple travelator in an airport, but what she composes in it, it's so beautiful. Now, this is what we photographers strive for, to give a different angle, a different look to something which you have been daily passing up and down, or you have been seeing it for years. Something like that,
Yeah. So there is a message from Anne. Super images, Abbas. I have to go now, but we will be in touch.
Thank you very much. I'm so pleased that she came in to watch. Yeah, she's an expert on it.
I have to tell this, like, you are really an inspiration, a great example of how someone can grow. We have seen your growth so fast. It was like your dedication. I have to hats off for that. And we always see you as an inspiration or a motivation, like the way you go for the shoots and everything.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
I know. You see, here I must say that behind every successful man there's a woman, and I need my wife because she sanctions the bill for the cameras and everything. Yeah, no. She's great. She's my critic also,
But
and my family. She gives me all the time. And secondly, Hermes, I had the time at the stage when I took it up pretty seriously. And of course,
yeah,
yes. What happened? What always happens is I tell this to the other people who want to take up photography also, that doing one thing alone, like I was first doing photograph alone with my friends, and then I thought that I was the best photographer, and my pictures were great till I got a mentor and he showed it to me how bad my pictures were. So when you are in a
yeah,
group, and then I'm trying to compete with Hermes and Nisha and Clement and Manu Bhai and all those people, then I bring myself up. I want to have a same picture. If he can, why? What's wrong with me? And that is what we were doing when we were together, and that helped me. So even you all are part of where I am today.
thank you. It's a journey together. So would
Yes,
you
such a journey together.
I have to say that, like, there are a lot of people who started with us and they left in between because of a lot of I don't know, personal problems or family problems or professional problems. A lot of things. A lot of people left their passion behind, and couple of them went ahead with their passion. Like it was as their life. They treated it as their life, and so you are among one of that. And thank you so much.
Thank you. I honestly don't know what I would have done in my retirement if I did not have this lenses and cameras with me. I've got
Yeah.
some. Yeah, it's wonderful because you like to travel. Then to take good pictures, you want to travel. You don't want to lose that opportunity. And traveling always gives you something new to learn. You're always learning something new. You don't close all the books. So photography is a must, I would say, for people who don't have any hobby. A hobby is a must. Sorry, a hobby is a must. And I think photography now is not very expensive. Not like those days when you have to develop the pictures. You can take 500 pictures and select one. And there are a lot of competition. There are a lot of things where you can put your pictures and get motivated.
Yep. That's true.
Okay.
And again, a message from Barbara Hermes.
We have a message from Joseph
Yes.
Anthony.
Oh, yeah.
You remember?
I remember
Joseph.
him and his white horse. He got an award in Iran. Yeah. Not
He's
bad.
saying happy to see you all in one frame.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Welcome.
Thank you, Joseph.
Yeah,
Very
Joseph,
much. And
tell Joseph I did not have my breakfast till now. It's 11. He can send me the parathas now.
Hermes, can you just read out Barbara's message, please?
many thanks to all Abbas, Nisha, and Hermes. It was impressive experience. My idea is do not search another point or view to take your images. Come to yourself. That's the only right point for everyone, and that gives you personal images. Exactly.
Bullseye.
Yeah.
Barbara Bullseye. Absolutely. Thank you very much. I'll quote you next time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything in general to all the viewers who would like to take their step in landscape photography?
I don't know what I do. I'll tell you something what has happened recently, because when I have a very close friend group in Dubai, and we used to travel a lot, and we have traveled a lot. So I used to carry my camera and take pictures for all of them. Then I told one friend, we bought a camera, and I said, you take the group pictures, I take my pictures. Because what I start seeing things now is very different from what you all are seeing. You see, I would like you in the frame, but I would like you that small in the frame to either show that there's a human element there or to give a scale. So this is what we started doing. You look, everywhere you look around Dubai, look around your backyard. There's so much in your backyard, I mean, all you got to do is pick up a camera and say, I'm going to take some pictures today, and I'm going to see what I can make of them. And then you'll start from them. The street scenes. There's so many good photographs on the street scenes,
Yeah.
Just keep taking. I've never missed taking a picture from the plane. And it's always helped me now in making my presentation, because I start from there. This picture also, which I presented today. I'm sorry to say, yes, I did not do the right thing, but I did the right thing. We were coming down, and this being a very sensitive area, sharing borders with 3 countries, 3 neighbors, they announced that please don't take pictures. I said, oh, that's the time to take pictures. And I took the pictures of the mountains. Same thing I do whenever I fly. So you start from the word go of your journey. Have the camera handy and start clicking, and I'm sure we'll get some good pictures.
Yep, that's great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Once again, thank you.
Thank you, Nisha. Thank you, Hummus, and thank to all the viewers for joining in, because your number is also a motivating factor for us.
Yes.
Thank you. All the best. We keep in touch.
Thank
God
you.
bless everyone.
Yeah.
It's going to be on next
Thank
Saturday,
you.
same timing. So we see you all.
Okay.
All right.